That was Speak City Heights reporter Megan Burks. We didn't hear from Marquise's father in that story. He was a little more reluctant to speak, but eventually he did so briefly in hopes of helping others.
They said your son's been hit, but he'll be okay. And I asked, can I run the ambulance with him? That's like, no. And he ended up dying on the way to the hospital.
So my son is gone and I'll never see him again ever. Or some sense it's what violence he didn't have nothing to do with.
That was difficult to watch, and of course the impact of random violence doesn't stop at City Heights. Here to put the situation in context and how neighborhoods are taking back their community are Dana Brown with the San Diego Compassion Project and Audrey Hokoda, professor and co-leader of the Youth Violence Lab at SDSU. Thank you both for joining me. Audrey, we heard people in that story say that the way to fight violence is actually to improve the lives of individuals, especially when it comes to poverty. What does your research show about the link between poverty and violence?
Well, there's quite a link in the research between poverty and violence. These neighborhoods have a lot of desperate challenges that they're facing that include a lot of crime, gang violence, domestic violence, child abuse, immigration rights being violated.
And those are linked to poverty significantly?
Yes.
Okay. What about the link between a child witnessing a murder like this? There were witnesses to this murder who were young, either in their home, around their home. What does that do as far as the correlation to their likelihood of being more violent as they grow up?
There is a high correlation. It doesn't matter if they were the victim of violence themselves or whether they witnessed it. That often causes post-traumatic stress disorder, and post-traumatic stress disorder has symptoms where they're highly aroused, they're not able to maintain or regulate when they're stressed or get more traumatized, anger control problems, problems forming healthy relationships with others, mainly because they have not felt safe. There's a lot of long-term effects.
And correlations, and we'll come back to that post-traumatic stress syndrome. But Dana, I wanted to ask you, Ricky McCoy, the teen's grandfather, specifically reached out to Mid-City Police and said, we need your help, we need to build a relationship if we want to change our neighborhood. What are the police doing there now?
Building very strong relationships. Rick Sr. does meet regularly with Captain Jarvis of the Mid-City Police Division and Captain McManus from the gang unit at the headquarters downtown. Rick Jr. has been trained along with Kelly Shields. He's now part of our San Diego Compassion Project, and that's a training by the San Diego Police Department Crisis Intervention Team and the gang unit as well. And Officer Renee Murillo, the CRO, Community Resource Officer in Mid-City, does walk the block with Rick Sr. and Jim Clark on developing relationships. We've had officers join us on the weekly Sunday meetings.
Let's talk about Jim Clark. He lived in City Heights. He has lived there for four decades. He said that things began to change when apartment complexes began to outnumber homes. Let's hear what he has to say.
And then all of a sudden, apartments came, all the bars were put up so people couldn't get in except who lived there. Turned into jail. And then I see all the kids now only when they go to school. And they used to talk to me when they would go to school years ago. But now they won't talk anymore. The mother says, or my daddy said, don't talk to anybody.
Now, Dana, you counsel family members who have homicides in their family through various neighborhoods throughout San Diego. Do you think Jim has a legitimate argument? Do environmental, kind of the physical environment actually correlate with violence?
The built environment, specifically on that block, is very concrete. My understanding is there's 22 apartment complexes.
On one block?
Highly dense. Very, very dense block. Very little grass, very few trees. So the built environment is very cold and sterile. And fortunately, Swan Canyon is their backyard neighbor, so that children do have some accessibility to having some of nature around them.
What are the, I'll start with you, Dana, what's being done right now to help change the situation and improve the violence, aside from the police going along
The residents chose, it's 100% resident-driven, resident-led, and they chose to have a neighborhood dialogue on August 12th, and over 150 people came. And we have 15 pages of strategies, of solutions, because all of this is solutions-oriented. So they have chosen, presently they're working on a neighborhood block party to try and build relationships and connections on the block. They did go to the Trauma-Informed Symposium. Ricky Sr. was part of the family panel, and they're working on a neighborhood watch, which they're going to title Our Kids' Safety.
All right, so definitely, as you said, neighborhood driven. Unfortunately, we are out of time. So Dana Brown and Audrey Hokoda, thanks so much for talking with us. And you can find out more information on our website, kppbs.org.